Hey guys, ooh, that's kind of dark, huh? Let's adjust the thingy here and get some light. That's better. See you. Ooh, I didn't put my earrings in. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to My Truth Tarot. Now, I'm not going to be doing any readings uh for this right here. I'm just introducing myself. Why am I doing that? Because I noticed that I'm getting a lot of views. Likes are so-so. They could be up there. My subscribers could be up there. But I figured I'd come on and just talk a little, so you guys can get a feel for who I am and what I'm about. Okay. Now, reading tarot. A lot of people read tarot. You do have people that will bullshit you when it comes to tarot, just like you have people that bullshit you on an everyday basis. You may not be real clear as into who they are, or you may think you know, but you really don't know. So um, you have to make that judgment call yourself. Nobody can really make that judgment call for you. Okay. So with that being said, I have not always read tarot cards. Why? Because I'm more intuitive, and what I know intuitively is confirmed by when I'm reading the cards. Now, I know a lot of you do not believe in tarot. That is perfectly fine. It is not for everybody. Some use it just for entertainment, hee hee ha ha. Some people really believe in the spiritual world in a different realm. And all I would ask is that if that's not something you believe, don't give the other people that do believe in things like that a hard time. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Growing up, I would have dreams, or I would kind of like see something, and I would go tell my mother. And I kid you not, my mother was standing there and look at me like, I later learned out. I later found out why she was looking at me like I was crazy at first. She did not always look at me that way. At first she did. Okay. So, perfect example. I had a friend. Um, and my friend had a friend. And I didn't know nothing about her friend, but I had a dream that her friend got her ass beat. It was bad. Okay. My dream was, if I can remember correctly, because I didn't write it down, and I got in trouble for not writing my stuff down, because I was then later told I need to write all my stuff down, and I never did. And still to this day, I don't write it down. I was dreaming I was outside of an apartment building, and I'm just looking. I don't know if you call it uh, astral projecting. I think that's the right word. Don't kill me if it's not. I dreamed that I was outside this apartment building, and I'm just looking down. This girl comes out of her apartment screaming. She's short. She did not have long hair. But it may have been like past her ear, and she kind of wore it kind of, I think, under in a bob, but she had on this nightgown and the robe to the nightgown, and she's screaming. Meanwhile, this guy is coming after her, and she went to her car. So the guy busted the headlights. He was sticking things in her tire. I cannot tell you if it was a knife, but I just remember the tires being poked. But if you looked at her face, you can tell she was beaten. Okay? And this dream freaked me out. That's a long story short. So I didn't know who to tell. So I called one of my friends and I asked her about it. I said, yeah, hey, I'm not going to give her name. So and so. I had this dream that there was an apartment building. Somebody came out screaming. She got beat up by her boyfriend. The car got screwed up because he was messing with it and tampering with the car, vandalizing the car, basically. She said, what? I said, yeah, I had that dream. She hung up on me. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? Time goes by. She calls me back later. She goes, you scare me. I said, I was just telling you about a dream I had. What do you mean? She goes, because I called one of my friends. She goes, no, one of my friends called me when I hung up on you. One of my friends had called me and told me what had happened with her boyfriend. What you told me is exactly what she told me. So I sat there, I was like, uh-oh, oh shit. Okay, well, sorry. She goes, how did you know that? You don't even know who this girl is. I said, I saw it. I can't explain to you how I saw it. I just saw it. Okay. She goes, okay. So sometimes, they would come over to my house and see me, but the girl kind of kept her distance from me. She told me I scared her. She didn't want to be near me. I was too weird. This, that, and the other. So in school, I never really talked about, I had one friend, best friend. Still to this day, she's my best friend. She's my sister. Love her to death. I can bring things out. I can tell her what I've seen or what I felt or a dream I had. And she's the one that will not look at me like I'm crazy. And still to this day, I can talk to her about it. Okay. So those that are call themselves gifted or just like, oh, well, I have premonitions here, premonitions there. Please don't let people think you're crazy, you're going crazy, something's wrong with you, because there really isn't. And at the same time, with being in the spiritual world is what I call it, it's very draining, and a lot of people do not understand that. There's all type of magics out there, okay? There are all type of good energy, bad energy, but for the most part, you guys already know this, okay? All the energy I have is good energy. If I feel myself getting kind of down, I feel something right is in my soul, then I do a lot of damn saging, let me tell you. And I sage like crazy, okay? Um, I don't get up here to read tarot just because I'm trying to pass time or I'm trying to give myself something to do. I'm reading it because it's what I know and what something comes to me and I'm like, okay, maybe they need to know this. And when I'm not on here reading the cards or telling you what I'm told or what I've seen, it's not because, she's just playing around. No, there's other things I'm also working on, okay? And I will get to that in just a minute. But the spiritual, it is not something to play around with. If it's just not for you, it's just not for you. I have done spell work, candle work, which is a part of spell work. So there are different types, and it all depends on what you are comfortable with. Um, there's a lot of things you may not be comfortable with. There are some things you may be comfortable with, or you don't feel like you can talk to people. And that's fine, but you have to find somebody to talk to because you will beat yourself up and you'll always be thinking you're wrong and you'll always think you're crazy. Nobody in this world can tell you you're crazy. Nobody can make you believe you're crazy. Nobody can tell you the gift that you have been given is wrong. The reason why I say that is because there would be certain things I knew I would bring out, and then people would tell me I was wrong, I'm lying, I'm making it up. And when it happened, I they never came back to me to say, oh, I apologize, yeah, you were right. It was never anything like that. It was still led to believe that I'm cuckoo. And that's fine. And still to this day, are there people telling me that I'm crazy or I don't know what I'm talking about or something like that? Yes. Do I entertain it? No. What the words that come out of my mouth are? Okay. I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody over a gift I have and I've been given. Because as soon as you have that gift, the quicker you have it, the quicker you can lose it if you're not following it correctly. That took me time to learn. I'm not here to play games with any of you people. I'm not here to make you like me. I am not here to make you donate to me. I put donations out there because this is just something I do. And if you find it interesting or you like it, then that's why the donation comment is always made. You know, I'm not trying to break anybody's bank. I'm not trying to check anybody's pockets. I don't want anybody checking mine. I'm just asking. Feel free to donate. Um, Tarot, the spiritual world is very deep. And if you are not in a right mindset, you will get yourself twisted, so to speak. You will confuse yourself if you don't have somebody else to turn to ask questions to. I am here for you to ask me any type of questions there are. What I tell you, if I read the card and I say, hey, you're in a third party situation, it could be a relationship, it could be something at work. That's exactly what that means. Meaning, I haven't dug deep enough because it's a general reading to tell you exactly which is which. And it could possibly even be both. But that's not what I'm giving you. I'm just giving you the general of all that sign is that I'm reading. It could be one person it relates to. It could be a whole group of people it relates to. It could be a handful. That is not for me to say. That is not for me to know your life story, your history. It's not for me to know any of that. Now, I was at one time heavily into the church, okay? And when I would tell my mom different things that were going on in the church, she would just kind of look at me like, no, baby, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Later, the truth would come out. She had one friend come up to me, and she was the nicest woman ever. But she had a very hard life. The woman came up to me. We were all talking, and I sat down in a chair because I just started feeling like I wasn't centered, you know. I sat down. She put her hand on my shoulder. She was standing behind me, and she put her hand on my shoulder. Okay? Then my eyes got big, and after they got big, a second later, my eyes started getting watery. And I grabbed and squeezed my mom's hand. And she whispered, she said, what's wrong? I said, your friends have a very hard life, and she's been going through a lot of shit. I didn't say shit to my mother, because I would have got slapped in church, okay? I'm just saying. She's been going through a lot of shit. And you need to talk to her. See how she's doing. See if she's okay. But her touch drove me crazy. It was like, okay, this is too much going on. I told my mom. I told my mom about her drinking. I told my mom about the woman's abuse. I told my mother all that. My mother came to me within the same week. This happened on a Sunday. She came to me within that week. And she said, Meek, you are absolutely right. She goes, how did you know that? I said, I just saw it. When she touched me, I saw it. My mother said, oh. She didn't say nothing else. When I told my mom, after my dad had passed away, my dad passed away in 95. When I told my mom that my dad will be coming here and there, coming in and out of the house to check on her, she didn't believe me. So he came to her in her dream. Now I know after some family pass away, they will come to you in a dream. That does not happen for everybody, okay? But I was telling this stuff to my mom, okay? And she's like, Nikki, your dad came to me in a dream and blah, 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 blah. I said, I told you. She's like, yeah. She said, okay. Kind of wondering what's going on with you. And that's all she was saying. She would smile about it. That's my mother's side of the family. So my father's side of the family, his sister practiced tarot. He has quite a few sisters. And she looked at my mom one day, and my mom has a hole, like right there. It wasn't from a piercing. She was born with it. Okay? And she kept looking at my mother. And she was like, such and such. Not telling you my mother's name, because some of y'all are nosy as hell. And she goes, you practice witchcraft, magic, any of that? My mother said, no, girl, I don't do that. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in that stuff. You can't believe in it. And they just went back and forth and back and forth. So my aunt looked at my mother and she goes, the only reason I ask you that is because that's a sign of the power that you have, the strength you have. It's something else she said. I don't remember because it was years ago. And I'm just sitting there and I'm listening because I'm laughing to myself because I know what I dream. I know what I see. I know what I feel. I know what I pick up on. And my mother just said, I know. And she just smiled. When my mother smiled, it's like my mother knew all along. But in my family, if you dealt with tarot, if you dealt with anything in the spiritual realm, as far as magic, spells, candles, you're evil. You are of the devil, like probably a lot of other households go through. But it's easy for us to say you're of this and you're of that if you do not understand that world. Now, you look at TV, different things come on, and they're like, oh yeah, they believe in voodoo, or they believe in this, and it's bad and it's horrible. What I will say is, depending on how you're practicing and the way you're practicing, you need to be careful, because will it come back to you tenfold? Yes, it will, especially if they were not good intentions set on what you're doing. I have nothing but good intentions when I'm reading the tarot cards. If I feel something, I come out and say it. If I feel it, plus the cards are confirming what I'm feeling, I'm telling you, this is not something easy that people can do or people like to do because of all the backlash they get from it. Do I do candle work? Yes. Do I do different spell works and set intentions? And yes, I do. Now, I do. It does bother me when I do something for somebody and they come to me and they said, oh, well, that didn't work. So before I do spell work with the use of candles and herbs for somebody, I tell them, while I'm working on this for you, I need you to also set the intentions of what you believe that you want. Not what you need, what you want. You want somebody to get out your house. You want a person to leave you alone. Well, that spell work that I do, if I'm doing it, but yet you're believing the opposite, like it's not going to work, it's not going to do this, of course that's what's going to happen. It's not going to work. It's going to go dead. It's going to be flat. It's not because I didn't do it. It's because you're also working against me and I'm doing this for you. So it could even be working, but then you hit a roadblock. Well, that's because maybe at that time your energy started going down and you started letting that other person or the other thing or whatever it is really get to you and bring you down. Keep your energy high. If you want somebody to do spell work for you, keep your energy high. Cause and keep praying for what it is you're asking. People can set intentions all day long. People can do whatever you want them to do. But if you yourself that's asking for this is working against it, it's not going to come out in the favor that you want. And all you do is blame the person that did the work for you. Okay? I will say that, and people use the term witch. I don't know. I just don't care for that term, but so be it. So that's what I'll say. If a witch's power is not strong enough, she can bring in another witch to help her with whatever it is that she's setting to be put out there. It makes it stronger. Hers may not be as strong. Like for me, there's some things that I know I am not strong in. So will I act like I am? No. I'm a loner. So whatever work I do on my own. There's nobody for me to bring in to help me cast this spell or set these intentions. Anybody can set intentions. But if you're not strong enough, if your power is not strong enough or your will is not strong enough, it's not going to work. Now, I've known since I was little that I was gifted, but it's something I chose to ignore even all through high school, okay? Even attending college, I ignored a lot of it. I just didn't want to be outcasted anymore. But as I got older, I just didn't care. I didn't, what people thought of me, what people had to say, what they believed I was, it was neither here nor there for me. I don't give a damn about you. You're not doing anything for me. This is what works for me. So this is what I have to tell you, okay? All I'm saying, guys, is just be more open. Because if you're coming to view either my channel or someone else's, don't leave the negative comments because you're viewing because you have a curiosity about it. And if something is said that you didn't like or you didn't agree with, then that person becomes full of shit or don't know what they're talking about or they're just making shit up. Why did you come in the first place? Why don't you question yourself about what brought you to my channel or somebody else's channel before you start leaving nasty negative comments? Okay? Those of you that come to my channel and you don't like, that's fine. But I would appreciate a comment just so I know what you're thinking and where you are. I have not done any general readings while I've been on YouTube. Have I given a reading to people that I know and they'll ask me to read? Yes. Did they like it? No, not all of them. Some of them said, yeah, you're right. How did you know? Look, it gets frustrating when a person keeps asking you, how did you know? I can't explain how I know. I just know I was given this gift. I'm telling you what I know. That's all I can tell you. It's up to you to decide if what you're being told is real or not. Even if it's just one little thing, it is still up to you. Okay? Now, with that being said, when I first started the videos, and I know I'm going to get out other readings, okay? But when I first started the videos, I told you guys that I'm making candles, and I'll be giving, once I reach 100 subscribers, the 100th subscriber, I will send out a candle for, which will be whatever your sign is. I will send that to you. Okay. Now, I make candles. I make scented candles. I make aromatherapy candles. I make spiritual candles. Okay. And I just wanted to show you. Um, okay. So this is the container that for the spiritual candles. They will be like this, and the other vessel I don't have yet. And this is black. Okay. This is the inside. And I'm not trying to blind you guys. Okay. I will be making these. I will only be using beeswax for these candles. Okay. I will put in herbs and crystals, depending on what your sign is. They will have the herbs and crystals in them. Okay. Here's a purple one. I really love the purple. It is so pretty to me. I don't know, is that blurry, you guys? Okay. Now, I sell all sizes, well, a variety, I'll say, of sizes. This size is a a little over 3 ounces. Okay. My business name for my candles is Apani Candles. I am working on my website. Okay. Here is another vessel that they will come in. This is a 15.75. Okay. This is the size of the vessel itself. This is not how much wax it will hold. Okay. I also have this. It looks like a little fish bowl. Okay. And then I have one more. This is a 7.5. And I'm sorry, is that glare annoying for you guys? Let me get one it's like this. Okay. Now, my candles are 100% handmade and natural. I do not use paraffin. I use soy, I use coconut, and I use beeswax. Give me, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Something's coming through. I apologize. Okay. Give me a month or so, because I'm waiting on wax to come in. I have some things in order that needs to come in. These will not be scented. I will not put scents in them because they will have herbs in them. And the herbs will give off a certain type of fragrance. Now, it won't be as strong as my candles like this or my candles like these. Okay. Now, if you want to know anything else, please reach out to me. I have 2 emails. I have mytruthtarot@outlook.com. I have mytruthtarot@gmail.com. You can leave a comment. You can do any of that. I'm available. Now, if there's certain things that you want to talk about or you want me to address, leave it in the comments. I'll answer you. I'm sure other tarot readers have done the same. And there's one I watch faithfully, love her to death. She's crazy. I just love her to death, though. There's another one, love her to death too. And I hate to say what their channel names are because I don't know if that's okay to do. Does that make sense? Yeah, if somebody can let me know if it's okay that I can say their names of whoever they are and you guys can go watch them, then fine. I can do that because I do watch them. I love them both to death. They're great and they're real. I can't stand fake, phony, that half. I just don't deal with it. And if you're not real to me, and I'm saying to me, then I don't deal with it at all. Um, just be careful in your tarot readers. Please don't have like 10, 20, 30 that you follow and you listen to thinking that that's it. You're going to really screw yourself up that way. Don't do that. Find a couple, deal with those, and leave it at that, because you're going to confuse yourself more. Well, this person said this, but that person said, don't get yourself into all that. You're going to do what you want to do, but I'm just telling you, don't do that to yourself. Okay? Now, on that note, thank you for checking in to My Truth Tarot. I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. Again, with the subscribe. It can't hurt. Okay? All right, babies. I love all you guys. If you want to know something, you want me to address a certain topic, put it down there. I can't address anything if you're not telling me. And stop coming by playing peekaboo and then rolling the hell out without liking or subscribing. That's just rude. Or disliking. It's just rude. Okay? Love you, babies. See you next go round.